Hey y'all, it's Brian at Longboat Woodworking. I'm going to show y'all how to make a simple jigsaw guide jig with very simple basic materials. Stay to the end and I'll show you a bonus tip. You're going to need a 1/2 inch piece of plywood. You're going to cut it to size, depending on the size of your jigsaw. Some hardware, which will be 4 bolts, 4 nuts, and 8 washers. If you only have a drill, that's fine, but if you have an impact, that definitely helps. Also a caliper. I definitely would suggest getting it as well. If you don't have a caliper, you can use a measuring tape. It's not as precise as the caliper, but it'll do the job. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and measure how thick your plywood is and make sure it's square. Has to be 100% square or the piece will not slide well on the guide. I suggest the width of the plywood needs to be at least 1 inch on each side. That can vary based on the width of your jigsaw, but generally 1 inch on each side. The length of the plywood has to be longer than, or at the very least, the same length of the jigsaw bracket. You're going to want to find your center, which go ahead and measure the width. I went ahead and marked the center on both sides and made the lines. Next, you're going to want to find these lines, which is the width of the bracket to the jigsaw. Remove the bracket and use it as your point of reference for measurement. While holding the bracket firmly, use a nail or screw to mark where bolts are going to go. Keep in mind, not all jigsaw brackets have factory drilled holes, so you may need to bore out your own. Now just drill where you marked. Take a drill bit that is slightly larger than the head of your bolt. You're going to drill a counter bore about halfway through the plywood for a smooth bottom surface. Now you see these larger holes will allow the bolts to slide in so that the bottom of the plywood is nice and smooth. Now what you need is a hole in the middle where the blade will go. Make sure to choose a drill bit that is thicker than the blade that you're going to be using. Once the hole where the blade goes through is drilled, go ahead and attach the jigsaw to the jig. I recently took time off the traditional 9 to 5 to pursue woodworking and content creation full-time. And I'm somehow up to 700 TikTok followers and 90 YouTube subscribers since February. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I get a charge every time someone shows support and gives me some of their time. And that does not go unappreciated. Like you, I'm very picky with who I loan my time to, and that goes for social media platforms like this one too. So if you decide to support my content, I sincerely appreciate it. All right, so now you have a jigsaw that can make predictable straight cuts, which is really awesome to have, but they can also still make the very curvy jigsaw-y style cuts. If this is something that you would like to see more of me making jigs, I would love to keep making them. Put me a comment down below, subscribe, and hit the bell. As promised, here's a tip for those who watch to the end. This isn't your average productivity hack. This one I learned on my own and it saved me time and stress. When you're at wit's end but don't want to take a full break, tidy up, clean up, clear away anything and everything you won't need for the rest of the project. From weathered vets to wet behind the ears, this simple reset works. Trust me. This is Brian from Longboat Woodworking. Thanks for watching.